grew up in Cape Town, in a township called Khayelitsha. I played most of my football there as a youngster. Started playing football at a very young age. I used to play in the streets before I joined a club structure, which was Cape Town Liverpool at the time. I was about 5, 6 years old when I started, and then I transitioned to play for other teams when I went to live with my father when I was 7, because I had to go live with my father at the age of 7. Then from there, it's been part of my life. It's been what I've done from school at the township. It's been my escape from many things, and it's been my love and passion. So I've been a footballer since a very young age. In the township I come from, it was almost a culture for us. You play it in the streets, you play it at school during breaks. There were other sports, which is rugby and cricket. But for me, I fell in love with football. And funny enough, the team that I first saw playing when I was still young, I went to fetch a big brother of mine in a tavern. There was a game that was playing there. It was Orlando Pirates. I forget which team they were playing against. The first names that I got to know in terms of football was your Steve Ligulia, your Tso Vilakazi. And funny enough, the first nickname I got was Cheaper because of Steve Ligulia. That was when I was still very young then. That name is still the name that I'm called with when I go to my mother's area in terms of the area I grew up in, inside B. So when I go there, they still call me Cheaper there. Since then, I've never had any other interest really in terms of other sports. I tried playing Australian football, but that was really for school purposes. They had a team for school, so I played that, mixed it with football. So I used to train in their training. It starts at 4, at 6 I go train football. So football has just been the sport that I fell in love with. It hasn't really changed for me, but as we get up the ranks, you get to know that it gets a bit complicated and it gets a bit complex. It's no longer just for fun. When you're growing up, you can get away with a lot of things, but as you get up the ladder in terms of the structure of the football, it gets serious because there's a lot of interest of other people, the stakeholders involved. There's also supporters, so it gets a bit more serious. And then it gets to a profession now that you sign contracts and all of those things. So the passion side is still there for me. It's still the same for me. It's what I love to do, and it's what I enjoy. But I understand also the profession side of it. There's things that I can't do now that I used to do back then, and there's things that I have to do now. I can't eat how I used to eat. I can't sleep at whatever time I want to sleep at. So it gets that serious in terms of those. But in terms of talent and the love for it, it doesn't change. One coach told me this, that we are one of the lucky people that we get to do what we love and get paid for it. So we have to always make sure that we don't take that granted, because not many people get that chance to do that. So for me, it's still the same love I've always had for it, and still the same passion that drives me every day. The environment has been good for me. The teammates very welcoming, to my surprise, because you don't really expect a warm welcome when it comes to a new environment. But they've been very welcoming. They made it easy for me to transition. The environment in terms of facilities been top. The resources are very top level. It's what you as a player always want, and you feel like you can maximize your potential when it comes to producing, when you have the facilities that the club has. the resources that the club has, the personnel that the club has. There is a lot of stuff in the background which makes things easier for one to focus on work, and for one to really try and produce their best of abilities. There's so much the club has achieved before my arrival here, so I can't say I will achieve something that the club has not achieved. But for me, it will mean a lot to add the second star, to be in a group where you are regarded amongst the greats, because even now to this day, people will never stop talking about the 1995 squad that won the Champions League. And I believe with the squad we have, 2-3 seasons, that's possible. We're not in the Champions League this season. We have a chance to correct that, and then next season go for it. So for me, if I could be in one of those names, that will mean a great deal for me. That's the legacy I'm aiming for. But to get to that, you have to win the league. We have to stop the dominance of Sundowns. If we can be the group that got to be remembered also for stopping the dominance of the current champions, that will also mean a lot. Hi, my name is Tapelo Xoki. I'm 27 years old. I'm playing centre back. I play for Orlando Pirates.